So today we are going to try something a little bit more unique. It's more of a reactionary video. So what I usually come across on YouTube is that if you type in side hustles into YouTube, you get a bunch of cookie cutter videos. People that haven't done the side hustles themselves, so they like to talk it up even though they have no evidence that it actually works, or they use the same generic side hustles that every other person talks about, even though none of them have ever done it. So here's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to go to YouTube. I'm going to type in best side hustles in the search bar. I'm going to see what comes up. I'm going to play the videos and mute as quick as possible to learn what they suggest doing. And I'm going to give my commentary on that. So before I get into the video, I'm Road to Retire, a channel where I try to retire early with the help of side hustles and various dividend investing strategies. But, my side hustles are all online side hustles, and they truly are side hustles. None of this, my dream of retiring early, would be remotely possible without my career and my 8-to-5 job. So let's get that out in the open right away. So I'm definitely not an expert or anything, but let's get into it. All right, here we go. So we're here on YouTube at the main page, and we are going to type in the best side hustles. Nothing else. And we're going to go down the line, and we are going to see what people are saying here. So looks like we got a bunch of shorts. Let's go through 10 of them. And, there's a bunch of shorts, so it might go quicker. All right, so Mark Tilbury. I know I've heard of Mark Tilbury before, but I don't watch any of his videos. So let's find out what he says. This is students, but it really shouldn't matter because if you're working full time, it doesn't really matter if you're a student or not. So let's see, 7 best in 2025. And okay, it's a day ago, so there should be no excuses here. Let's go. Let's see what he says. We can probably just go through. Nice. Thank you for having chapters, Mark. All right, side hustle 1, he says, is TikTok shop. Now, if you have a following, by all means, this could be extremely lucrative, but this is quickly getting saturated. Now, obviously, you could probably still make money on it, just like I still make money on the Amazon influencer program. But, not that many people want to be out in social media. And if you're like me, I don't even have TikTok anymore, and I don't plan on reinstalling it. That's just brain rot for me. But yeah, you can make money on TikTok shop, but you have to really be focusing on specific products that sell through well. And obviously that's going to be short-lived because everyone's going to catch on that it's hot selling and they're going to start making their own little crappy videos or go lives. So yes, you can make money on TikTok shop, but like I said, that's starting to get really saturated, and I wouldn't expect consistent revenues if you don't have a big following or don't generate a big following. Plus, I'm the type of person, I don't like to cannibalize my audience. I have 25,000 subscribers on this channel. If I start pushing out referrals and products and commissions and all sponsored crap, I feel like I'm being a attention whore for capitalism, and I'm just selling my soul and trying to get you to buy something that even I wouldn't even think is that good. That's why I don't mind the Amazon influencer program, because it's stuff that I already bought and I already use, and I'm not trying to whore it out on my YouTube channel and try and make a bunch of commission. I just put it on Amazon site and don't do anything else. I don't share it. I don't market it. I don't do anything. So to me, that is a passive, and I'm not really forcing my content on you to buy something and waste your money on something stupid that you don't need. TikTok shop, yes, but I would never do it. Number 2, focus groups. Oh, geez. Focus group, this is another one that's so generic, and so many of those gurus talk about, but it's just do you really want to go somewhere with a bunch of other people you don't know and talk about this random idea and maybe get paid $30 or $50? For me personally, I've looked in my area, there's nothing. And the closest one is a 4-hour drive for me, and it pays $100 for 30 minutes. And it's just is that really realistic? I mean, maybe if you live in a major city and focus groups like this are so adamant, but even so, it's you're not going to get that much in terms of focus groups, just the quantity. So yeah, it could be a side hustle, but you really got to be in a desired area where there's going to be a lot of people, and focus groups actually make sense. But in my opinion, that's such a generic thing to say, focus groups. Let's see what's next. 3, optimizing boring businesses. Oh yeah, I've seen this flying out the wall too on all of these side hustle channels. Optimizing boring. Basically, they're saying if you go to your local, I don't know, pizza shop and they don't even have a website and no one can click through and place online orders, or they don't even have a picture or something. Like, you can go to them and say, hey, I'll do all your social media marketing and blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, you have to have skills in social media, unless you're one of those jerks who just like outsources your job to other people on Fiverr, and then you're just a middleman who's taking money away from a small business that needs it money the most. Again, like, not many people have social media marketing skills. And if you do, even, it's like, I have a feeling that a lot of people who like to do online side hustles like me are going to be introverts like me, and they don't want to go, emailing, cold calling, knocking on doors, meeting business owners, trying to get their business for social media stuff. That's the last thing I want to do. And it would just be annoying to me personally. Can it work? Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like a lot of that is overblown, and not that many business owners who are in need of marketing actually go that route with some random online person doing their marketing. Side hustle 4, part-time work. Well, that's stupid ass ads. Don't know. I need the ads though. Part-time work. Okay. That's not a side hustle. That's moonlighting, but okay. Go work at Burger King, I guess. Side hustle 5, reselling used items. Okay. This is also extremely generic. And I'm sure he'll tell you, if I watch the video, that you need a specific niche or whatever to do it and get really good at the niche and sell it like I did with video games. But at the same time, reselling, that's so like, anyone can say, hey, take items and flip them. But this is a ridiculous saturated market. And if you go to sites like eBay nowadays to do flipping, the fees are outrageous. I think now if I try to flip a video game, let's say I bought a video game here locally for $20 and I go to eBay to sell it for $35, there's like a 13.5% fee, I believe it is now, on video games. That is absurd. It eats into so much of your profit margin. Now, yes, you can do the whole, and this is probably going to be on another video, where it's like you go down to like your, I don't know, Marshalls or Ross, Dress for Less, or TJ Maxx, or one of those stores, and you buy clearance items and then you sell them on eBay, or you sell them on Mercari or whatnot, or Facebook Marketplace even, so you can avoid taxes. I know that's what you people do out there. So, it's so generic to say flip items. It's like, okay, well, millions of other people in the United States are already doing this, and it's getting ridiculously harder to spot good deals and do this kind of stuff. And your fees for selling on these online platforms are getting absurd as well. Drop shipping. Oh my God. Drop shipping was good. I don't even need to like comment on that, but drop shipping was good maybe 2013, when the internet was still like kind of new in e-commerce. But drop shipping, really? You're going to try drop shipping in 2025? And side hustle 7 is dubbing. Okay, well, I don't speak 2 languages, so how good is that? And honestly, if you're talking to the United States citizens here, maybe you're talking like we have a high Latin, Hispanic population where you could do Spanish dubbing. But there's going to be very few Americans who can actually do any worthwhile dubbing that's not Spanish. So, I mean, let's be real. Americans, if you were born in America and you don't have any like Mexican, Latin America descent, you're going to speak English, and you're not really going to care about any other languages, because the rest of the world, unfortunately, just kind of caters to us, since we're the business capital of the world. So a lot of other countries speak English, and there's no real point in us doing it. Yeah, if you have the second language skills, you can do dubbing and you can do translation services and stuff. But, I've been on online side hustles that talk about translation services, and a lot of them pay crap. It's like $10 to $15 an hour. So yeah, it's a side hustle, but that is really mindless and brainless, and it's going to just eat you alive trying to do translation stuff for a long-term income. 4 million subs. Oh, good Lord. I mean, yeah, if I had like 1 million subscribers and I just said, hey, if you want a good side hustle, just start a business or get another job. It's like, yeah, I guess I'll get views no matter what, and I can say whatever I want. It doesn't really matter. All right, so that was the first one. Let me get a sip of water here. That's a sponsored one. We're not going to do that. Did I miss one here? I'm not going to do the shorts that are on the reel here. 3 side hustles students can start. All right. Oh, it's another Mark Tilbury. Let's see if he said anything different here. Guy makes a lot up these ideas, doesn't he? Let's see what he says. I can just watch this full since it's a short, faceless, short form content. This is pumped out the ass on YouTube, and it's a lot of AI generated crap. And no, just don't do it. Don't do it. It's super oversaturated. And yeah, even if you do make money, you don't have a viable platform or company. You're just a soulless person who's making soulless videos. Makes over, yeah, good for him, making $500,000 a month. Reselling luxury. All right, we already discussed the reselling stuff, but it's just like, the inventory is going to go so fast because so many people are doing this nowadays. And now every app's on your phone, eBay, Mercari, Amazon Shopping, where you can just scan the item with your camera and it'll instantly tell you what the price of it is. Anyone can do this now. This is not like a niche thing. It is so hard to get inventory consistently. So blah, blah, blah. Can we skip? Online coaching. I mean, again, like, this is a business. This isn't a side hustle, right? Like, let's say I did have my CPA designation. I had my certified public accountant designation. It's like, if I open like an accounting firm or if I start doing tax returns, is that really a side hustle or am I really starting a business? Because that is a scalable thing where you need to have expertise, okay? All these side hustles, you need like expertise in something. And it's just like, yeah, technically you can do something that's very easy if you have an expertise, but a lot of these are just like businesses and you need to dedicate a hell of a lot of time. I mean, online coaching, I know a lot of people like to put their crappy generic stuff on Fiverr and other freelancer sites, and they just give generic advice. But again, it's going to be so far and few in between. This is another oversaturated market with generic online coaching helping stuff where if you're not an expert, you're not going to get any clientele. And if you do, it's going to be very short-lived and it's not going to be scalable unless you really take it full time and take it serious and you start a business essentially. Again, these aren't like bad ideas per se, but are they really realistic to someone who's working an 8 to 5, maybe has a family, maybe needs money ASAP? It's like a lot of these take long times to get going, to start building up. Like the reselling business can take a long time to get inventory and, go out and shop. And if you're trying to do the online arbitrage where you're drop shipping, it's so oversaturated. So it's not like these are bad ideas, but in theory, but in practice, they just don't work that well. All right, what do we got? What's next? All right, just watch that. Oh boy, Stephan. I'm sure there's like 4 ads on this one back to back. All right, let's see. Hopefully these are also chapters. Come on. Oh, here we go. Selling extra items. So I have suggested selling household items for, like, if you need $1,000 ASAP, kind of like the Dave Ramsey method to get your baby step 1, like get $1,000 as quick as possible, sell household items. I don't know if I would consider it a side hustle or if you're just clearing house essentially, but I guess the fact that you are selling it, taking the time to like go online or listen on Facebook Marketplace or something, yes, but again, like you're not going to have unlimited stuff in your house to keep selling, so that's a short-term side hustle. Focus groups. Is this like a million YouTube subscriber talking point? Just focus groups. It's so generic. It's so generic, and you'll do one and you'll hate it. I guarantee it. Flipping items. Okay, I see a theme here that all of the big YouTubers just talk about the same stuff, and it's going to be like couches, and it's going to be free items. Like, it's so oversaturated at this point. I guarantee these people have not actually tried to make a long-term living flipping, because if you are good at it, and I have seen YouTubers who are good at flipping items like couches and stuff, it's a hard work though, and they'll tell you as much as anyone, it's a business and you got to treat it like a business if you want to see any long-term success. What else do we got? Blah, 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 blah. Part-time work. Is this the same? Did Mark Tilbury just copy Stephan? Because this was 3 years ago and Mark's was a day ago. He might have copied it. This is moonlighting, part-time work. If I go work at Burger King, it's not a side hustle. It's another job. It's moonlighting. Credit churning. Okay, so this is where this one's a little more unique, where you take like credit cards and you're like going through different cycles and seasons to get the most cash back on money you're going to spend anywhere. You sign up for new cards and they'll give you immediate bonuses. If you spend like $5,000 a year on a credit card, you'll get like a $500 or $1,000 credit back on your statement. So credit card churning is possible and you can make some good money doing this, but you're going to have to churn through a lot. You are going to have to be a big spender to get the most value out of credit card churning, but it is possible. I don't hate this one, honestly. I don't personally do it because I'm not a big credit card guy, but you can do this. It's a slippery slope. Be careful. Make sure you know what you're doing and know what you're signing up for with these new and different cards, and make sure you read all the fine print with their rewards that come back to you. So I don't hate this one. What else do we got? Monetize a skill set. Okay. I mean, that's so generic. It's not really going to help anyone. Like if I said to, hey, all my 25,000 subscribers, whatever you're good at, make money off of it. Well, if you're like me and you're not that great at anything, well, what are you going to monetize in? That's why a lot of the side hustles I do online are brainless and skillless. It's just because, well, that's what I like to do. I'm not really a big critical, logical thinker. I'm not super intelligent, so I don't really have that many great skill sets. Maybe I'm down to earth and I'm monetizing that with my YouTube channel. But again, how hard is it to really be honest? I mean, you just speak your mind and don't be a dick, and people will be like, wow, you're honest. I should listen to you. But am I really monetizing that? Or am I just, saying it as it is? It's so generic. It's just so generic. Any more social media? Okay, this is more of like it's easy for a person that has 4.8 million subs to say social media can be big because I'm sure Graham could just put out any old Instagram or TikTok account and automatically make hundreds of thousands from it per year. But if you're someone like me and you're like, wow, that guy has a big nose, maybe he should do big nose media on Instagram. How many followers do you think I would get? Like 25? I'm not going to be able to make money off of that. You need to really catch lightning bottle, or a lot of these people, they won't tell you this, but they like to buy bots and sub bots and fake comments and they drive it up that way. I know that's not what a lot of these people will tell you, but a lot of them do that and they buy their channels essentially, or they just buy other people to make their channel better than what it actually is and what they actually deserve to get. Is there any other social media, blah, blah, blah? Again, this was all generic. I don't mind credit card churning, but again, generic up the button. I just see that Mark Tilbury just copies Graham Stephan. So there's that. All right, let's get another drink. I swear I'm not cutting any of this video. I'm too lazy to edit today. I got to take advantage while my son is sleeping. So that's promoted. Yep, not doing any sponsored crap. All right, best side hustle for teens. Oh, hold on. I've definitely seen this guy before. I've definitely seen him just like do side hustle videos, reviews, and then never actually do them themselves. But let's see. Oh, yeah, he's just reviewing it. Okay. I'm not going to review a review. That's just useless. Did I skip already? Oh, it like changed. That was weird. All right, let's see. Okay. Already he's going for the clickbait stuff. Phone farming. Phone farming is interesting. I actually have tried a little bit of this method with my old Android phones that I had, and I would just run games and apps that you can play and get points on stuff like Fetch. This does work. It's just you're going to burn electricity and you're not going to make that much money anymore. Excuse me. There used to be sites where you could take advantage of this kind of stuff where they would pay you for like watching ads and whatever, and you could just have a burner phone running 24/7 in the background watching these ads for you. You won't make that much money, and there's electricity costs involved, but it is viable. I just would never recommend it anymore. What do we got next? Drop shipping. Nope. Let's see. I missed it. What is it? Print on demand. Okay, so I actually tried this like with zero effort, making merch on demand on Amazon because I have a YouTube following here. I was able to get into that. And again, a ridiculously oversaturated market. There is t-shirts with generic designs out the wazoo on Amazon. So easy to spot which ones are just generically made and which ones are actually like reputable companies like Nike and Adidas or something. Print on demand, you can make money, but again, you're cannibalizing your own audience doing this. You're kind of just selling shit and hope that garbage men buy it from you. And I don't like doing that kind of stuff. Hey, if you have a huge following and you can make generic shirts and they sell like hotcakes, more power to you. I just don't like doing that kind of stuff. And again, print on demand, you're going to need a huge following to make sales. And even if you don't, then you're going to have to do the whole research into what is selling well, what quotes are selling well, what's big in the pop culture right now. And again, it's like a business. It's not really a side hustle. You're gonna have to do a ton of research to really make decent money on it. This is similar to like the low content books where it's like, oh, just make like blank like coloring books or connect the dot books and sell them on Amazon. Super oversaturated, super done to death. Only the few who got in early and have like best-selling books actually make decent money off of that. You either need a following inherently or you need some kind of like research or you had to get in early and it just doesn't work anymore. You need to be the first on a lot of this stuff like drop shipping. If you didn't get in early, you're not getting in at all. I think this one, yeah, sell cheap sunglasses at garage sales. When I go to the flea market here in Pennsylvania, that is a huge problem. And like people have just tables and tables of crap that is from like Temu and Amazon and Alibaba and all that kind of crap where they buy like nickel sunglasses and sell them for $1 or whatever. The products suck. It's like, you are selling shit. And that's what I have a problem with a lot of these YouTube influencers is that like, you're pushing crap to your audience and that you don't have any like moral fiber behind you to say like, you know what, I'm not going to talk about that. Like, I'm not going to be like, hey, buy this stupid coffee mug off Temu for $1 and they're selling for 10 on Amazon and get in now, even though this mug is crap, it's cheaply made shit, and you are just peddling off with no remorse, not caring about the end user. And quite frankly, when you're talking about side hustles, when you talk about side hustles on YouTube, you're usually catering to an audience who like they need money. And instead, what do? You're trying to take advantage of people who need money and you're getting them to try and spend it, which is like, isn't that kind of defeating the purpose? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. All right. What was his best one? Flipping stuff on eBay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you have the niche and you run it like a business and you have the inventory, more power to you. But like I said, you got to be a business essentially to do this. So let's talk about one more video and then I will end it because this one's dragging on and my voice is getting super dried out. Let's see. Best online side hustles. There we go. I'm an online guy. Let's see what this guy says. 700 a week, huh? I don't know. Let's give it a fair shot, though. Let's try not to be a dick. Anywhere from 23 an hour to 700 a week. Save this video, blah, blah, blah. Let's go. Careers at Apple. What is this? Become a support advisor. Become an Amex virtual advisor. Okay, so this is a second job. Get a second job. Become a Yelp spam moderator, $700 a week. And you notice it's under careers because it probably takes a lot of work to get there. $700 a week, that's good pay. And anyone would do it for $2,800 a month. But I mean, there's a reason it's under careers and not under like 1099 freelance contracting jobs. And I doubt there's that many openings for this. This is probably one where it's like he had maybe success with it. And then like you had like 1,000 people sign up and now it's just like good luck getting into there. If that's going to be my bet, I can't confirm that. Maybe I'm speaking out of my ass here. I usually do. All right. What's the next one? What's the last one that he talks about? Trading time. Yeah. I know passive income's great, even though it doesn't exist. Oh, did I miss it? What was it? Oh, was it? Oh, it's the Amex virtual. Okay, so it's either get a second job online. That's basically what you're doing. It's not like you're a 1099 contractor where you can work your own schedule on most of these. It's like get a job. I don't hate that though. I'm not going to hate on this one just because theoretically you can do it online and like from the comfort of your own home. And I'm assuming that I'm going to assume that you can do like an hour a day or whatever, whatever best fits your schedule. But I highly doubt that for the Yelp commentator, or I doubt that there's any room to really get in there without it being oversaturated already. So this has just been an off the cuff thing. Look, bottom line, side hustles are exactly, it's in the name, right? Side hustle, as in you're doing this alongside your 8 to 5 job. And I mean, let's be real. If you're like married, you have a family, you have children, you have other responsibilities in life that, you actually have a career that you need to focus on like I do, then you're not going to have time for a lot of these stuff where you need to really get a lot of traction going for anything to happen. Like you need to treat it like a business where if it is something that's good and scalable, you really need to like do the research. It takes a lot of time. And at the end of the day, a lot of these small businesses fail. So is it really worth that much effort? So it's like when you talk about like the stuff that I do on my channel, which I would never recommend replacing your income, but that's because it is side hustles for me. It is, stuff where if I work on UHRS online, it's at my own flexibility. I know I'm never going to get rich from it, but at the same time, it doesn't take too much thinking. It's completely feasible to have a day job like I do and work on these stuff at night because it doesn't take that much effort. To me, that's what a true side hustle is. But, looking back on all of these, my biggest complaint is always that they're just so generic. These people, like, they just give cookie cutter stuff. It's never going to be like tailored to you actually making money, or if it is, they're going to try and sell you a course. And if anyone ever tries to sell you a course, just run the other way as fast as humanly possible and you'll do better. I promise you that no one who has made a huge living doing what they claim to be an expert at is going to sell a course to you. Okay. All these people who like sell books and other stuff claiming that they're an expert in their field and they've made hundreds of thousands. And, here's my stock trading Telegram group where I'll give you signals, or here's the stocks I'm buying, or here's my lazy cash flow analysis that any idiot can do, but I'm going to charge you $500 to get access to. Anyone who's selling you a course telling you how to get rich in the way they got rich has not gotten rich in the way they claim to have gotten rich, or they've gotten extremely lucky and they're just trying to catch lightning in a bottle by capitalizing on stupidity. If anyone ever sells you a course, run immediately. You know what their motive is. It's to get money and to get money from you, which is why I don't mind doing the reviews on my YouTube channel like I do. Look, obviously YouTube is a side hustle income source for me. And I don't want to say like, I'm not in this for the money. I'm good. Of course I'm in this for the money. If you're talking about side hustles on YouTube, you're doing side hustles outside of YouTube for money. Obviously, YouTube's going to be a side hustle money, but I'm not going to be one of these people that's going to like push random shit courses on you and be like, oh, here's the real key. If you want to get rich like me and retire early, these are the side hustles I do in my secret Discord, or buy my course, or here's a book that I just spat out through AI generated shit. Look, the bottom line is there's going to be a ton of these cookie cutter advice YouTube videos from big subscribers and big channels with tons of subscribers. And as you see, they just copy each other. They don't even do it themselves. There's no way Mark Tilbury, who I'm looking at here, has done half the crap he said with generic stuff. There's just no way he's done it. It's impossible, which is why I hate people who talk about that stuff and they never do it. I'm not going to give you a lesson on how to reupholster couches and flip those if I've never done it. I can just give you my insight on flipping items in general because I've been through that gauntlet. I've been through the dataannotation.tech, remote task outlier, UHRS, CrowdGen, Amazon Mechanical Turk, Prolific, Cloud Connect. I've been through those gauntlets. I know what they entail. I'm realistic with it. And none of these people who actually have done it themselves and are realistic, then what's the point of even listening to them? Okay. They have an expertise in selling you shit. So just something to keep in mind, every once in a while, I like to go on these rant type videos. It's cathartic for me. And it's just, every once in a while, I will search for like side hustles on YouTube and realize quickly that it's all crap. And unless you type in a specific side hustle like a dataannotation.tech, then you're never going to get a good response. Hell, don't you remember that someone actually completely took the script from my dataannotation.tech video and flipped it for themselves? Mr. Money guy, Mr. Money, I think it was, with the Monopoly monocle fucking logo. So just keep in mind, a lot of these YouTubers who talk about side hustles are literally stealing the ideas from other YouTubers who are stealing ideas from other YouTubers without actually doing it themselves. So unless you get people who are actually doing it themselves and show you proof that they're making income from that specific source, then just ignore them. And if they're selling a course, ignore them. This has been Road to Retire. It's been a long rant video. So if you stayed through to the end, then God bless you. But I'll see everyone in the next video. It'll be way less unhinged, I promise.